This is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of The Trojan Women, a play by Euripides, the great Greek writer. Euripides is one of the most famous classical Greek playwrights, and during his time only, Achilles and Sophocles were also there, but we have to remember that his plays are even now read by most of the people, and he has written his plays about 2500 years ago. And we don't know much about Euripides' life outside his dramatic writings. And we assume that he should have been born in a very wealthy family, and therefore there is no record about him going for any war or serving in the military. And it is understood that he began to compete in dramatic competitions in 455 BC itself at the age of 30, and he was writing until his death. In fact, he has written his final tetralogy at the time of his death, which was later produced by his son after he died, and that was staged. And here we have to first understand who the Trojan women are. These are the women who were taken as slaves after the Trojan War. And this play is actually based on the Greek mythology, which was about the real life battles between the Bronze Age Greek soldiers and the Trojans. The Trojans are the people who are living in the present day Turkey sometime between 1100 and 1200 BCE. And Euripides maybe would have been inspired by the real life contemporary conflicts that he saw during his time. And in that year, when he wrote The Trojan Women, soldiers from Athens had actually captured a small Greek island, and they had killed all the men there and made all the women as their slaves. And this situation is beautifully depicted in this play, The Trojan Women. In the beginning of the play, we see that two gods, that is Athena and Poseidon, they come down from heaven and they discuss about the aftermath of the war between the Greek army and the people of the city of Troy. Poseidon has supported the Trojans, whereas Athena has supported the Greeks. But now she has turned against them. It is because the Greek warrior Ajax raped the Trojan princess Cassandra in Athena's temple. And this the god sees as an act of great respect. And so she calls on Poseidon as well as Zeus to work with her, and they want to create a stormy sea so that they can punish the Greeks who are returning home. Now the gods exist and the plot unfolds. The stage shows a ruined wall, and in front of it there is a tent which has the recently enslaved women of Troy. Hecuba, who was formerly the queen of Troy, laments about the destruction of a city and the horrible treatment her family has gone through. The chorus come there, and the chorus consists of her former handmaids and their other noble Trojan women. They all join her, and together they sing, and they also wonder what will become of them and which Greek masters will be taking them as their slaves. At that time, Talthybius, a Greek god, he comes there and he tries to inform Hecuba of the death of her daughter Polyxena. But he uses an euphemistic language, and Hecuba does not understand what he is trying to say, but she is able to grasp a bit. He also announces to the women that they will all be taken as slaves by different Greek men, and they will be leaving their homeland and they will be alone with these people. So they will not be together hereafter. At that time, Cassandra, Hecuba's daughter, who was cured with the ability to see the future, enters the stage from the tent. She is in a wild, panicked mood because she has seen that Agamemnon will enslave her, and that enslavement will lead to her death and the death of his entire family. So she talks of Agamemnon as her husband and likens her enslavement to marriage. Because she can see the future, she knows that she cannot fight it, and therefore she wants to go to Agamemnon's ship willingly. Therefore, she will accept whatever her future is going to give her. Next, Andromache, Hecuba's daughter-in-law and husband of the late warrior Hector, enters carrying her baby, Astyanax. She and Hecuba sing a song of mourning together. Andromache reveals that Greek soldiers killed Polyxena, and she tries to comfort Hecuba by arguing that it is better to be dead than to be alive and suffering. Andromache is taken away to the ship of a new master, but before she goes, Thalbius informs her that she cannot take her baby because only she has been taken as the slave. Now, a panel of Greek warriors decide that Astyanax must die because if he is allowed to live, he will grow into a man and later on he can become a threat to the Greek captors and maybe he will try to take revenge. Now the devastated Andromache gives Astyanax to Thalbius and the two exit the stage. Now Menelaus, the Spartan king, comes to claim Helen. Helen was earlier his wife, but she had eloped with the Trojan prince Paris. Menelaus rallied his armies and came after her, and thus the Trojan War had started. Menelaus now plans to take back Helen to Sparta and kill her, and this will be a warning to all the unfaithful wives. But before that, he gives Helen a chance to plead her case. Hecuba, who has been listening, argues that Helen is twisting the truth because when she hears what Helen is saying, she knows that she is telling lies. For Helen says that she was taken to Troy and kept there against her will. But Hecuba argues that she eloped willingly and she is the main person to be blamed for the destruction of the city. Menelaus is also convinced by what it's happened there, and two of them live together, and now Helen is a slave. In the final scene, Thalbius returns with the body of Astyanax and he allows Hecuba to dress him and perform the funeral rites and gives her Hector's shield, which they use as a coffin for the child. Hecuba laments the loss of this young life and reflects upon the destruction of a city and her loved ones. The Greek ships begin to leave, and as they leave, the remaining Greek soldiers set Troy on fire. As their home burns, the Trojan women sing a sad song together and prepare for their new lives. This is a very beautiful play written by Euripides. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you.